By the way, speaking of pounding your fist on the lectern, the Democrats just finished about 45 minutes ago. They finished a 24-hour. There's no word for it. It's not a filibuster. There's not a filibuster in the House of Representatives. An occupation. Occupy the House. And we're going to have a couple of members of the House of Representatives on the program a little later on in the program. Right now, the Democratic caucus is meeting, so everybody's all tied up. But we're going to have a couple folks drop by and share their thoughts on all that with us. Excuse me. And I think this is just an absolutely a marvelous and amazing thing, frankly. I realize the piece of legislation that John Lewis led the sit-in over is the smallest possible compromise that might be worked out between, the nervous Nelly Republicans who are terrified to death of the NRA and the whole spectrum of Democrats, from those who are that small number that are in bed with the NRA to the much larger number who are willing to defy the NRA. This is just, this is not perfect, but making the perfect the enemy of the good is not a wise step. And what's really so cool about this is that John Lewis, much like he famously did down in Selma, John Lewis here stood up and said, "That's it. We're not taking this anymore. We're going to do something." I mean, there have been points of contention in the House of Representatives. Matthew Lyon, the congressman from Vermont, was arrested during the John Adams administration when Roger Griswold came after him, for the representative from Connecticut, came after him with a poker out of the fireplace on the floor of the House for saying that Griswold only represented the interests of the rich and the well-bred and the well-born, was his phrase. And, John Adams sent Matthew Lyon off to jail. I mean, John Quincy Adams, after he became president, after he left the White House, went back to the House of Representatives because a law had been passed making it illegal to discuss slavery on the floor of the House. And John Quincy Adams went back to be a member of the House of Representatives just so he could break that law every day. So there have been rebellions in the House, but there's never, to the best of my knowledge, well, maybe actually I had a conservative on my TV show last night saying once that the Republicans did this and the Democrats turned the lights off on them. Could be. But whatever it is, Americans have been watching Democrats getting beat up by Republicans, including this president, for 7.5 years, for much longer than that. And calling for Democrats to stand up and have a spine. And John Lewis lit that fuse yesterday, or whatever, that's a terrible metaphor, but, John Lewis stood up yesterday. And a lot of people said, okay, that's it. We are standing here. We are occupying the House.
To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here. And please be sure to hit the handy-dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.